I work with lots of startups and, as such, have read lots of startup business related books. And today I wanted to share with you three of my favourite, more story style startup books. So, first up is probably the first one I ever read, which my godmother, who's an entrepreneur herself, um, she sent to me years and years ago, I think for a Christmas or a birthday present. And it is this one, the Innocent Story. It's a really, really lovely book, simply in design. I mean, Innocent, as you imagine, are great at design. I show that there. Really beautiful, nicely laid out, super easy to read as well. But really great story about how they went from a group of friends that wanted to work together, came up with an idea, heard no again and again and again, and finally, well, Innocent, hopefully you've heard of them, and then sold to Coca Cola, I believe. So made lots of money. Big success story, beautiful design, and little quirky tips like this: never ever give in. Easy to pick up and down, but also you can probably sit down and read it in one long session. Highly recommend it for anyone wanting to be inspired and to start their own business. So, next up, the one I want to talk to you about is Girl Boss. From the title, you might think this is more appropriate for women, um, but I would actually say it's a great read for anyone um, because it's super inspiring and quite funny. Sophia Amoruso is, I want to avoid saying the word sassy because you won't describe a man as sassy, and hashtag feminism. But she's got sass. I mean, look at her, she's awesome. And her story of how she started out is brilliant. She sort of self-confesses she was a bit of a bum, didn't really want to work, had a short attention span, never kind of found her groove until she discovered selling clothes on eBay. She had bad credit rating, so she couldn't get a loan. She did it all through hard graft, her own kind of innovative style, and is now a huge success and a real inspiration to other women and other people looking to start from scratch, from nothing, and build their way up. Again, in terms of the book, lovely design, relatively large print, quite easy reading. There's some pictures in there as well. Nice sort of little designs and illustrations going on. Again, pick it up, put it down as please, or sit down and read in one go. It's a goodie. I really enjoyed it. Finally, this last book, I've actually met the author. He is brilliant. He came to talk at one of our Three Beards Chew the Fat events. He's probably best known within my community for being one of the writers of Silicon Valley, the HBO series, basically taking the piss of people in startup and tech, but very funny if you haven't watched it. He also worked for a startup which was completely out of his comfort zone as an older person without similar experiences, I guess. That's not really a description. Anyway, the book is Disrupted by Dan Lyons, and I found this book to be both hilarious and quite depressing because it really shines a light on the industry that I'm involved with. Certain moments when he talks about sort of the cheerleaders at the startup he worked for saying things like Lindsay for president. That's me. I've spent the last 4 years saying, you go team, yeah, do this, be awesome. I didn't do it in an American accent. But it's a brilliant, brilliant book, and definitely worth a read. This is probably the smaller print of the three books, far fewer pictures, and maybe not a pick up, put down, or one session read. It might require a bit more effort. But as the front says, simultaneously hilarious and terrifying. I've only just seen that. It's pretty much what I said. but it gives a really good insight into what it might be like to work at a startup. I hope it doesn't put you off, but at least you go in with your eyes wide open. So, yeah, that's it. Those are my 3 recommendations for story style type reads. And I'll put some links in the bottom bit if I can, so you can find them easily. And great Christmas presents if you're starting to think about that. It's only, I don't know, like 3 months away now. Time to start thinking. All right. Let me know if you have any questions, put them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe.